Okay, so it's Thursday. I just wanted to take a second to talk honestly about motivation over the past couple weeks. I've started like 3 different things, finished the prototype and been like not excited whatsoever about it. And I don't know, like I don't want to work on a project that I'm not excited about. I'm just a little lost in terms of what I actually want to work on. If I'm going to spend a month working on something, I want it to be something worthwhile and something that I'm excited about working on. I really enjoyed programming systems. I need to focus on a way that I can do maybe like some generation stuff. I really enjoyed doing that kind of work for Never Trust a Monkey. I thought working on some kind of procedural generation system was really fun. So I might work on doing something like that for my next game. I'm gonna hang out, work on some ideas, let myself recharge a little bit, and yeah, start on something new tomorrow maybe. Okay, so it's now the end of my day for Friday. I spent quite a bit of time just kind of reprogramming what I've previously written for Never Trust a Monkey, and reusing a lot of the systems I used there, but doing them cleaner this time. So yeah, right now I have a pretty nice looking terrain generation, and it has flat normals, which I think is a really cool style, especially if I'm going to go with something low poly, which is pretty likely. Tomorrow is the chunk system, and then after that I'll kind of have to keep figuring stuff out. I really want to get the terrain generation looking pretty nice overall, but for now I'm doing pretty well on it. Okay, it's now Saturday morning. This morning so far I've done a little bit of cleanup work getting ready to implement the chunk-based system. So I have just split up the classes a little bit. But for now, I'm going to get started on rendering the terrain in chunks, and we'll see what comes after that. Okay, so it's now much later on Saturday. So far today, I have gotten a lot of progress made on the chunk system. It's still not super efficient, and I need to improve the way it loads chunks and keeps them in memory instead of regenerating them every time it generates new chunks. And I also implemented basic fly controls just so that way I could look at it from like a player's perspective. There's a lot of tweaking left to do on the actual terrain generation, but that's something that will kind of evolve over time as I add a biome system. Yeah, it's looking like it's in a pretty good spot right now. So yeah, I'm gonna continue working on it today. Really want to get that chunk loading thing fixed. I'm gonna keep going, but that's where I'm at right now. Alrighty, it's Monday, and today I spent quite a bit of time working on, or it's not Monday, it's now Sunday, and I've spent a good chunk of the day doing a bunch of administrative stuff I needed to get set up. Not super exciting stuff. I was able to get a little bit of work done on the new game, and today I have spent quite a bit of time working on getting a terrain shader put together, so now I can actually add some color to the terrain. It currently just uses a gradient, which looks fine, but it's definitely not where it's going to be in the end. And then the other big thing is I spent a decent amount of time playing with some different player movement stuff. I am really happy with the mode of movement for the game with the free camera, and then it just moves based on where the camera is in third person. So that's really cool. I'm super stoked on that. This is a bit of a time lapse of me creating the jump system. Took a little bit of tweaking, but I got it dialed in at least to where it works exactly the way I want it to. Obviously the numbers still aren't right. I think the scale for my game in general might just be a little bit off right now. Everything feels a little floaty, and I think that's mostly due to scale and not necessarily due to the numbers actually being wrong. So I'm gonna have to go through and mess with that a little bit, I think. But yeah, in terms of actual progress today, I got player movement pretty much done, which is something that I was actually kind of dreading doing. That was the big downfall of never trust a monkey, and I didn't really know how to do it right, but did some research, did some tweaking, and tried a few different things, and it feels good now. It feels like a proper game movement system, albeit slow and floaty, but it's like I could dial it in and get it to where it needs to be. It is Monday morning and I am already in a rabbit hole. I was looking at my terrain yesterday and thought that it was rather boring. And when I thought about ways that I could improve it, I thought that overhangs or caves or basically anything to spice up the terrain a little bit would be nice. More octaves on the purlin noise, that kind of thing. But then I did a little bit of research on what exactly that would mean, and I fell into an absolute wonderland of terrain generation. There's an algorithm called marching cubes, which I had no idea existed, about smoothing terrain to make it look similar to what I have now, but in 3D. I think that's what it's for, at least. I have so much more to learn about it, and I feel so in over my head right now, but I know with time that I can definitely figure it out. I think that that might be pushing the boundaries of what all I can do in this video, but I'm super stoked to do more research and look into it and just kind of work on building out a better terrain generation system. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it there for this video, but I want to say thank you again so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I will see you very soon, hopefully with a whole lot more knowledge about terrain generation.